It was sold for almost nothing. That was the first warning. But warnings don't matter when a house looks like a dream. The property sat on the edge of a forgotten town in rural Pennsylvania. Locals called it Harrington House, though nobody remembered who Harrington was anymore. On paper, it was perfect. Large Victorian structure, cheap price. Recently vacated, but nobody stayed long enough to explain what vacated meant. They only said one thing: people go inside, and the house never gives them back. Still, a young couple ignored the rumors. Daniel and Clara. Newly married, looking for a fresh start. They laughed when the realtor avoided eye contact during the tour. They laughed when the neighbors refused to look at the house. And they laughed the loudest when they signed the papers, because they thought fear was just superstition. They moved in on a cold October afternoon. The house felt too quiet. Not peaceful quiet, empty quiet. Like sound itself had been removed. The walls were old, but strangely clean. No dust, no decay, just a faint smell of iron and something sweet, like burnt sugar. Clara said it smelled like candy. Daniel didn't answer, because he noticed something outside the front porch. The trees weren't moving, even though the wind was strong. That night, everything changed. At exactly 12 a.m., the house made its first sound, a slow creaking, not wood settling, something heavier, like the structure was breathing. Clara woke up first. "Did you hear that?" she whispered. Daniel nodded. Then they heard it again, but closer, inside the walls. Then came the crying. Soft at first, a child, somewhere upstairs, weeping uncontrollably. Clara sat up. "There's someone in the house." Daniel grabbed a flashlight. "No, it's empty. We checked everything." But the crying didn't stop. It only moved, from upstairs to the hallway, to the staircase, to right outside their bedroom door. Then a whisper followed, not from one direction, from all directions at once. "Hungry!" Clara froze. That's not a voice. But the house answered her fear with another sound, a wet chewing noise, like something eating behind the walls, slow, deliberate, enjoying it. Daniel opened the bedroom door. The hallway was dark, but not empty. The walls looked closer, like the house had grown tighter overnight. The door at the end of the hallway was slightly open, and behind it, something was moving.
"It's coming down. Hold on."
At 2:13 a.m., the power went out. Total darkness. Clara grabbed Daniel's arm tightly, and then the house spoke clearly for the first time. Not a whisper, a voice, deep, old, inside the structure itself. "You moved in willingly." The temperature dropped instantly. Their breath became visible, and from beneath the floorboards, scratching began. Dozens of nails scraping upward, not trying to escape, trying to come in. Daniel tried the phone. No signal. Clara screamed when she saw something in the hallway. A shadow standing perfectly still. Too tall, too thin. No face. Just a shape, shaped like hunger. And then it moved. Not walking. Sliding along the walls. The first attack happened at 2:47 a.m. The bedroom door slammed shut on its own. Locked. Not physically. Something else locked it. Something inside the wood.
"Come on, keep moving! I can't, it's too strong!"
Clara screamed as the doorknob began turning violently. Daniel pulled her back. The door bent inward slightly, like something enormous was pressing from the other side. Breathing, waiting. Then the house showed them what it was. The wallpaper peeled back on its own, and beneath it were names. Hundreds of names carved into the walls, each one scratched violently, each one incomplete. Some were still fresh, still bleeding. Clara recognized one name, the previous owner, the one who was supposed to have moved away. But the date next to his name was yesterday. At 3:33 a.m., the house opened, not the doors, the walls. They split apart slowly like skin tearing, and something stepped inside, not from outside, from within the structure itself. Tall, broken, human-shaped, but wrong. Its mouth didn't open, it unfolded, and it spoke. "We keep the house fed." Clara tried to run, but the floor beneath her softened, like wet earth. Her legs sank slightly. Daniel grabbed her, pulled hard, but the floor was not floor anymore. It was waiting, and it was hungry. The walls began to breathe faster. In, out, in, out. The house was alive now, fully awake, and it wanted them inside it. Daniel made one last attempt. He smashed a window. Cold air rushed in. Freedom was right outside. But when he looked out, there was no yard, only darkness, no street, no town, just endless black space surrounding the house, as if it existed nowhere at all.
No, let go!
Clara screamed as something grabbed her ankle. Not a hand, not a claw, something like roots made of bone, pulling her downward into the floor. Daniel held on desperately, but the house was stronger. It had been waiting longer. Clara looked at him one last time and whispered, "Don't let it take me alone." Then she disappeared into the floor. No sound, no struggle, just silence swallowing her whole. Daniel collapsed, begging, screaming. But the house was already closing. The walls sealed back like skin healing. The floor became solid again. Too solid, too clean, like nothing had ever happened. At 5:11 a.m., the house was silent. Perfectly normal again. Beautiful even. Sunlight touched the windows. Birds returned outside. The world pretended nothing had happened. Daniel was found days later wandering barefoot on a highway, unable to speak properly, covered in dirt, repeating only one sentence. "It's still inside. It's still hungry." Clara was never found. No trace of her. No signs of struggle. No blood. No body. Just empty space where a person should have been. Authorities closed the case as missing persons, unexplained. But locals still avoid Harrington House, because sometimes at night, lights turn on inside it, and faint crying can still be heard from the walls. Not loud, not desperate, just patient, like something inside is waiting for the next residents, because the house was never abandoned. It was only waiting for the next people willing to become part of it forever.